Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to an all-new reaction and review. Tonight, guys, I'm taking a look at a movie from 2010 that premiered on the Sci-Fi Channel. Because nothing screams absolute quality like a movie that premiered on the Sci-Fi Channel. That movie is called Sharktopus, and, God, this thing looks fucking stupid as hell. Mind you, I have maybe seen like a single clip of this. That on top of the cover art is telling me this thing is probably going to be one of the stupidest fucking things I will have ever watched. And I also read the back, and the plot isn't any better. But you know what? I'm really curious if this thing is going to be any good. Cause shit, you know what, guys? I honestly have found movies which looked almost as stupid as this thing, and I wound up loving them because they were just so campy and stupid. That is like the very least I'm hoping on for this one, guys. I'm hoping for it to get a little bit of. I'm hoping for this thing to at least generate a little bit of, you know, like so bad it's good kind of a vibe. I can already tell you straight out, this thing is not going to be good. The very fact that it premiered on the Sci-Fi Channel is testament to that. So why don't we see exactly what kind of shit heap I'm diving into here, shall we? So without further ado, it's time to kick back, relax, and check out Sharktopus. That was probably some of the worst gore, or rather, well, actually, it wasn't even gore, it was actually more like a blood effect. That was one of the worst blood effects I've ever seen. And that one really wasn't any better. That, my God. Alright, I totally knew that the special effects in this thing were going to suck. I didn't think they were going to suck that fucking much, man. You know, I am going to give this movie credit. At least it honestly is willing to come right out and have a character explain exactly how stupid a person would have to be to want to watch this. Yeah, I know. The best thing this movie has going for it is a character explaining how absolutely retarded it is. That's normally not a good sign, guys. So, a Sharktopus apparently is able to travel on land, at least for short distances, without having to worry about, you know, breathing. I had no idea that either sharks or octopi were capable of doing that, but apparently when you crossbreed them, they are. You learn something new every fucking day, guys. You know, guys, when I decided to cover this, I kind of thought it'd be laughably stupid. I wasn't really expecting it to be this mind-numbingly boring, and apparently, once again, I shouldn't have been filming this fucking, you know, early in the morning, because now the sun is starting to come in. You can kind of tell. Yippee! So now the military is threatening to send in troops to go after this thing, a creature who they themselves paid to have created, and a creature which they have no knowledge on how to kill. The movie's already established that it's essentially immune to bullets. So I guess that's shy of bombing Mexico. I don't know how the fuck else you can kill it. You know, we have already established bullets do nothing to this fucking thing. Why the hell do people insist on continuing to shoot at it? And thank you for finally killing off Eric fucking Roberts. He was getting so irritating. That is probably the brightest spot in this movie, is I get to watch Eric fucking Roberts die. But oh, never mind, he's still breathing. Motherfuck. Glory be to the fucking gods, this goddamn thing is done. No. I don't care who was in this fucking movie. I don't want to add more names to the list of people I want to kill. Anyway, guys, that was Sharktopus, and before I get into the review itself, I should mention that there is a world of difference between a movie just being laughably stupid and being paste-eating, helmet-wearing, short bus riding retarded. This son of a bitch is sitting front row on that short bus. This movie was one of the most idiotic, inane, and stupid things I have ever bared witness to. I'm going to start with the writing. And oh boy, the writing, there's a lot to talk about here. Because, you see, the plot makes no sense at all. Allow me to explain. It was an aquatic bioengineering group known as Blue Water creates the Sharktopus because the U.S. Navy is looking for a new superweapon, and apparently the U.S. Navy is not smart enough to just make the underwater equivalent of a fucking drone. You know, because that would make at least some level of sense. No, why don't we make a wild animal and hope and pray that we're able to control it, which they are at first, until its control module, which is a giant metal box on top of its head, is damaged by a boat rotor, because, well, shit, guys, you know, because a fucking boat rotor is the last thing you would ever expect to run into in the ocean. Which then makes me wonder, why the hell didn't they make all of this creature's operating systems internal? Directly hardwire all of it into its fucking brain, so that way none of it could be damaged by the fucker's seemingly bulletproof skin. While I'm on that subject, I would like to see some kind of documented evidence that says that either a shark or an octopus is immune to bullets. Because it is mentioned in the film that they did alter this creature's behavior to make it far more aggressive, which again doesn't make any sense when it's supposed to be controlled by people. But yet you're gonna make it more fucking aggressive so that way when the giant metal box on top of its head gets damaged, it goes totally rogue. Yeah, I don't know what the sense was to that either, making it far, far more aggressive. But they don't say a goddamn thing about making it bulletproof. And I swear to God, guys, the fucker bullets do nothing to it. In fact, bullets just seem to make it mad. So it migrates from California to Mexico. Why? Well, fuck you, that's fucking why. And it starts feeding on people in this little fucking like tourist spot in Puerto Vallarta. So, okay. You know, it travels from California to Mexico and nobody ever notices it. Nobody notices it until it starts eating like bungee fucking jumpers in Mexico. Which, by the way, that was probably the only interesting or cool kill in the entire film. I just want to make that point clear. Beyond that, it's just 2 or 3 different groups who are all trying to catch this stupid thing. Certain ones are trying to film it, other ones are trying to save it, others are trying to kill it. And you are not going to give a shit about any of them because none of these characters have any fucking personality to speak of. So, yeah, yippee, it's one of those films where every character is bland and lifeless, and that doesn't work because they take up 99% of the film, with the other 1% being the shark. Now, before I get into acting, I do want to cover special effects. I understand that this was made for the fucking Sci-Fi Channel, and that the budget was probably ridiculously low, and as such, because it's a sci-fi picture, it is a Sci-Fi Channel movie, the CG in this thing had to suck. And the Sharktopus, it doesn't look nearly as good as it does on the cover. I'm going to say that right now. This almost looks competent. In the movie, it essentially looks almost like graphics lifted from a very early, very shitty PlayStation 2 game. And really, that is about the best compliment I can give it in terms of special effects, is that a movie from 2010 has has fucking CG effects which look as if they came from a video game in 2001. That's not good, okay? Just want to make that point real clear right now. That is not a good thing, anyone wondering. So, yeah, CG in this thing absolutely sucks. And mind you, the only CG there is the shark, some blood. It always is blood that, like, splatters, that goes and, like, splatters against the lens, apparently, to try to add a little bit of realism, except it doesn't look like blood that is hitting the lens. It basically looks like someone's flinging paint at the lens, because it's too thick. Yes, I'm bitching about blood thickness in a movie about a killer shark, okay? That is... I am going to find as much stuff to bitch about so that way I don't have to think about this later, okay? Now, moving on to acting. Oh boy, let's talk about that shitbag acting. First of all, the biggest name they could churn up for this thing was Eric Roberts. So, I'm going to say right now, when the biggest name you can find is Eric fucking Roberts, you seriously have two options then. Neither of them are hire Eric Roberts, okay? The man can't act. He's never been able to act. Eric fucking Roberts, guys, he is the very definition of anti-acting. He sucks. He sucks in ways bad actors could only dream. Alright, so yeah, you have two options. Your options are either just scrap the entire film, or find anybody else to fill that fucking role. I guarantee you they would do better than Eric Roberts. You would almost think I would have a grudge, against him, but I don't. He just sucks that much as a fucking actor. So, and the rest of the cast here, God fucking bless them. They are all trying their absolute best to try to polish this turd, but you can't polish a turd. It's physically impossible. And really, nothing here works. Nobody here is helping out any, but again, that's partially because none of them were given characters to work with. In fact, certain ones are there for multiple scenes, and there is no real build-up for them. They are just there. You'd almost think they become like part of the story. No, they are victims. So we wasted about 4 minutes or so on this fucking DJ who's in Mexico running a pirate station. You would kind of think he would like directly tie into the story somehow. Nope, a shark kills him and nothing of value was lost except a whole lot of screen time building up a character who ultimately amounted to nothing. Do you see the problem with that? Again, though, that there is more writing than it is the acting, but even then, guys, the acting in those couple of scenes were not good, which is shocking because the DJ was played by Ralph, Garman, and I know that Ralph Garman can kind of act. So the fact that he essentially just phoned it in on this is a little bit sad when you kind of think about it. God, what else can I talk about? Lighting, well, everything was shot outdoors in Mexico, so you have plenty of fucking sun to utilize. So lighting was not even an issue. The camera. I'd like to talk to you guys about something. Now, for those of you who don't know a whole lot about filming, there's something known as second unit. And second unit are the people who go out and they film essentially establishing shots. Basically, guys, if you ever happen to watch a movie and you see basically a shot of a building before you go into the building, it is the second unit crew who filmed that shot of the building. It basically is all of the extra bullshit which the fucking director is too busy to worry about. Apparently, the second unit crew were given cameras that have permanent grain on them, which when I say that, I mean that there is just this like grittiness over over everything, and it's stationary grit, like, you know, like grit. It seriously, guys, is not like static or fuzziness on the picture. No, it literally looks almost as if there was a texture on top of the lens when they were filming, and it looks hideous in every single shot, which was done by the second unit crew. You can see it, and it's really distracting. The saddest part is that this son of a bitch is on Blu-ray as well. I pity anybody who'd waste money on this. Well, waste it on DVD as well, but on Blu-ray, when the picture is sharper, that little bit of texture there is going to pop out even more and make those shots look much, much worse. Beyond that, camera work is kind of shaky because they were kind of shooting for a more fucking, you know, like realistic look. So almost everything is shot with handheld cameras and everything's got that, you know, like shaky cam effect. And it doesn't help here. It actually just sort of makes your film look cheaper and shittier. Boy, let's see. I've covered effects, covered lighting. The soundtrack, well, the soundtrack is nothing special. It's just your bland, like what have you, sci-fi score. The kind of it basically is the samey bullshit you'd see, or you'd hear rather, in any Sci-Fi Channel movie. So really, I can't even talk about music. There's nothing there. So, can I recommend Can I recommend this thing? Can I recommend fucking Sharktopus? No. Hell no. Fuck no. I hated this thing. Guys, I really thought this thing was going to be like a laughably bad thing. No. It was way too stupid to be fucking laughably bad. This thing, guys, it just sort of crossed over that line. Because, you see, guys, a movie can be bad but still be kind of at least funny. And when it is too bad to even be funny, that's a bad sign. Now, Sharktopus came off of the wish list, and the heartless bastard who sent it in is actually a friend of mine. Yeah, Josh. You guys might happen to know him as Darkness in his YouTube channel. He actually has a new YouTube channel. He opened it recently. It is called The Darkness, The Curse, and I'm going to put a link to his YouTube channel in this video's description. By all means, guys, go over there and check it out. And I guess I should explain why he sent me this. It's because I went on to his wish list, because he has one for his series as well, and I sent him Twilight Seen It for the fucking Wii, and he wanted to find a way to pay, me to sort of get back at me for sending him that. So he sent me this. Dude, I sent you a functional game, granted a real shitty subject for a functional game, and you sent me a borderline unwatchable shitty fucking movie. Yeah, dude, I can just feel the mountain of love. But anyway, Josh, thank you, because I was sort of curious about watching this thing anyway, but oh my god. Anyway, guys, now I want you to go over there and check out his stuff and me. I'm going to go watch something else. Right now I'm looking over at my Blu-ray collection, seeing what the fuck I could watch to wash the horrible taste of that. Riki-Oh, especially since that just fucking came in. I'm going to go and watch Riki-Oh, and I'm going to pretend I didn't even watch this fucking thing. So, guys, with that, we come to the close of another reaction and review. Until next time, ladies and gentlemen, take care, and I will see you all in the near future. Peace.